So the college football season in 2024 is now officially underway. Week 0, though, more of an appetizer for the full damn entree. That is week number 1. You have heard from Donnie already throughout the hour and a half here on this Monday on the early line how pleased he is with the scheduling for week number 1 in college football. Donnie, I've done the math. Week 0, only 4 games that featured at least one FBS program. For week number 1, we've got 96 total games starting on Thursday, running through Labor Day Monday, exactly 1 week from right now. And at least one game on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 consecutive days of college football action. That features 21 games on Thursday, 6 games on Friday, 67 on Saturday. LSU, USC, Sunday night in Las Vegas, and Florida State returns to the States, trying to look a little bit better in their second ACC game right out of the gate against Boston College on Monday night. But 96 total FBS games come our way this week for week number 1.
That's awesome. It's going to be great to watch it play out. And, you know, the NFL, I should say, clears out. It used to be in the past, this final weekend of the opening of college football coincided with preseason week number 4. So a lot of times, all the money I had to spend on Eagle season tickets, you know, I wasn't just going to not show up to a game that they charged me a couple $100 for a ticket when I find myself in the seats trying to find the score of the Miami-Louisiana Tech game to open up the season. Now, you could just be home, relax, and all about your college football action all the way through. It is a great appetizer. They get thrown every single game on Saturday and said, we only play games on Saturday in college football season. The fact that they make this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is tremendous. That's what you're supposed to do with your sport. Even if the games aren't fantastic all the way through, just to have that volume all the way through the weekend, awesome stuff. And what a springboard into next week post Labor Day when you're into the NFL season. It feels like now is the opening weekend. It's time to shine.
And the reason we have so many games in week number 1 and earlier in non-conference action is because FBS programs schedule FCS schools to get the year started. That's why you have so many games. But on Thursday, we've got 4 ranked teams in action. 24th ranked NC State. Kansas ranked 22nd and in the preseason poll for the first time since 2009. They take on Lindenwood. Missouri is number 11. Bright outlook this year in Columbia for Eli Drinkwitz and the Tigers. Utah in an in-state showdown against Southern Utah, the highest-ranked Big 12 team at 12th in the country. But you see some very, very large numbers. Another team in the Power Conference ranks is playing on Thursday against an FCS school, but it's not a 35.5-point spread. Heck, it's not even 3 touchdowns. Heck, it's not even double digits. It's a 9.5-point spread in favor of Colorado. Entering year number 2 under Deion Sanders, taking on the best FCS program we have seen the last 15 to 20 years in college football. That's the Bison of North Dakota State. Only a 9.5-point spread in favor of CU. Now, this game was probably scheduled long before Deion Sanders ever started the prime era in Boulder. But regardless of who was the guy responsible for the logistics, I cannot believe CU still has this game scheduled. A 9.5-point spread in favor of the Buffs with all of the notoriety and attention in a national slate on Thursday in a standalone game, not standalone, but a national TV window for Colorado. This is how you want year number 2 of the Deion Sanders era to start in a very difficult matchup against NDSU.
Oh, it's a referendum game for sure, for at least the national public watching the game. Why do I say that? Well, if Colorado wins by 14 points, that's what they're supposed to do. They probably should have won by 20 plus. But if they lose that game, you got to fire Deion. It's not working out in Colorado. So there are some interesting matchups. But also, shout out college football because it's the only sport on the earth where you have 10, 11 games on your slate, but you have to schedule them 11 years out because some reason there's scheduling conflicts here. Can you imagine, Ben, if you put in just a unilateral law in college football that says you can't even schedule into the next year? It'd be one thing, the NFL goes, hey, We got to have our schedule out 8 years in advance to make sure that Philadelphia can open up against the Jets in 2029. Stop the madness here. But I do find it funny, and you're right. If it was up to Deion Sanders, and he said as much in the offseason, and he's technically correct. Look, when you are in a Power 5 conference, at home, you are supposed to just get a layup. Like that's your preseason scrimmage before you get into your regular slate. You hammer a team 42-7. The vibes are there. The quarterback's ready. The defense is there. The dress rehearsal is over. And you're going to get a punch right out of the gate from a team you are supposed to beat, but still would be embarrassing if you lose to that game. And you're going to get no credit for, oh, you beat North Dakota State, who we know is a quality, fine football team. But you're supposed to play Delaware State, Colorado in this game to start your season off.
And when you look at what Colorado had a year ago, they were terrible defensively, could not stop the run, one of the worst scoring defenses in the country. That needs to be better now for CU. But Travis Hunter should be fully healthy, the best two-way player in college football. He played 144 total snaps in that week one crazy upset against the defending national runner-ups in TCU that, of course, were not to the level that they had played at in 2022 last year in 2023. But CU won outright as a 3-touchdown dog. Travis Hunter should be there the entirety of this season. Shedeur Sanders, one of the best quarterbacks, not only in the Big 12, but all of the nation is back. His passing yards prop is 303 and a hook. But North Dakota State is darn good. Up front, on the lines, running the football, a lot of returning talent, including quarterback Cam Miller. But North Dakota State made some headlines earlier this offseason, DRS, because their head coach, Matt Entz, who had led NDSU to national championships before and, of course, to a national championship game runner-up appearance last year against South Dakota State, made headlines when he left his head coaching spot at the best FCS program, at least the last 20 years, to become a linebackers coach at USC under Lincoln Riley. So it's a new head coach. Tim Polasek takes over for the Bison as they enter their season opener against the Buffaloes.
Yeah, and again, there's a lot of moving parts going through because also take a look at North Dakota State. They haven't played a regular season game, so you're both showing up here at Colorado expecting big things from both sides. But I do love the fact that this is going to be, it's not fair to say it's a standalone game. It's not. This is the 8 p.m. primetime game for primetime that we are going to be watching all the way through because you are going to get an electric atmosphere, not necessarily in the building, but on social media, both good and bad. This are the times that we live for, and I'm glad we're opening up with this type of game.
Absolutely so, right? Deion Sanders has always said, you want to come find me, I am here, unless your name is Sean Keeler and you work in Denver and you ask too many hard-hitting questions to Deion Sanders. But outside of that, you want all of the attention, you want all of the eyeballs, you want that notoriety nationally. Here you have it on the first Thursday night of week number 1 in the best game of the evening, one of my favorites early on here in this college football season. And the reactions will be swift. If North Dakota State wins outright, oh boy. If Colorado wins a close one, are we going to argue about what the Buffs might be able to do here in year number 2 under Deion Sanders? But hey, if they do something like they did last year and stun the nation, it wouldn't be a stunning upset this year. But if Colorado looks dominant, wins by 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, will we start to build the Boulder hype train once again? Last year in September, Colorado was rightfully the talk of the country. They won their first 3 games, 4 of their first 6, did not win again in their final 6 games of the year to finish 4-8. But September was key. On August 29th, will Colorado dominate national headlines once again? I believe so.
Yeah, and I think they will also, and that's why you have this game opening night, because it will be, as I said, a referendum game, both good or bad for Colorado, fair or unfair. It's going to happen here, and I can't wait to watch it.